Hey, what's up guys, my name is Michael from PolygonIsland, and today I'm going to be teaching you how to make something along the lines of this, which I think is a pretty cool render. It's something I made like about a week ago, I want to say, but I'm just going to want to show you guys how I made this, the process that you would use to make stuff like this. So without further ado, let's get right into this. So the model that I'm using here is a human base mesh model. I'll leave the link to download it in the description below. I'll upload it to a Google Drive link and you guys can download it and use it. So it'll be the exact same model that I'm using here. You don't have to worry about making your own or anything. But basically what we're going to do is make a new general project, import an FBX, and I'm going to go to my downloads or desktop, whichever one it is desktop. And just import my character. You'll know he's pretty small. We don't want him to be small. We want him to be probably as big as this light here. So I'm just going to scale him up to about there. And that seems good. So now the difference between this and a regular just human base mesh model is this one is rigged. So that means that we can manipulate all of his arms, legs, anything that has a bone connected to it really. And what rigging does, in a basic explanation, is you make little bones. If I go into wireframe mode, you'll be able to see these little things right here. These are called bones, and you can parent them and add weights to them, and that basically makes it to where they manipulate all vertices and stuff and things around them. So if I go into pose mode here and click on his neck, if you want it to be easier, make a wireframe, but if I click on the one in his head and then I click R, you can see that if I move it around, it's moving his head. So that's what we want. We want the one inside of his head. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to double click R and just kind of have him facing over here to where he's kind of looking off into the distance, because I don't really like my renders to have like direct eye contact with you, because I think that's a little bit weird, not going to lie. But other than that, it's really what I do. And then what I'm going to do is also I'm going to just click on his bicep. If you really want to, you can go to wireframe mode to make sure it's selected. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of pull it down a little bit so where he's kind of in more of an idle position. We're not going to see much, probably going to see about like that-ish. So that's kind of where I want the camera to be. So also while I'm here in this position, I'm going to hit Control, Alt, and 0 on my keyboard. And you'll notice it gives us this rectangular box. That's good if you want it to be rectangular, but my renders are usually like square. So the way to fix that is to go over here to this little camera icon. This is your render settings, or not that. This little printer icon, that's your output settings, and make sure your resolution is the same. Make sure each resolution is the same. So 1080 by 1080, or like whatever by whatever, like 4096 by 4096, whatever resolution you want. I'm just gonna go 1080. So mine's gonna be 1080 by 1080. I'm gonna take the camera and make sure I'm not in pose mode, just object mode. Select the camera and just kind of drag it to about here-ish. Yeah. About right here. I think that's where I had it in my original render. So I'm just going to go about right here, maybe center it a little bit more, about right there. So now what we're going to do is we are going to come out of the camera mode and we're going to click on our little armature up here. We're going to go into pose mode, hit A on our keyboard to select all. It should all be blue. And then hit I on our keyboard. This will bring up our keyframe menu. And make sure you click location, rotation, and scale. Okay, and if you do that, you'll notice on frame 1 this little keyframe icon gets bigger. The only reason I do that is sometimes with this the keyframing resets and it doesn't save it. So when you pose something, it's always good to just insert the keyframe. Otherwise, in your render, he might be T-posing, and that's obviously not good. So now that we have this, what we're going to do is we're going to delete this default light. We're going to Shift A. We're going to add a plane. We're going to hit R, X, and 90. And that should give it to where it's facing like this. And then just bring it back a little bit. Bring it up. And then just scale it to where he has a backdrop. And just go down here to the Materials tab. Click New. You can change it to like background. Or something. Like, oh. Background. And just change the base color to something more like gray. Change the roughness up to 1, and now you'll have a rough material. You can't really see it right now. It's one word, Eevee. Let's change that. So up here, if you don't already have it set to cycles, come up to this little camera icon, click render cycles, change it to GPU computer if you can, and go ahead and change your performance. Oops, performance to 256 by 256. Yeah, there we go. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to Shift A, and I'm going to come down here to light. I'm going to add an area light. I'm going to bring it up, kind of bring it over here, have it face toward him, and give the size a 5-meter size and the power 500. Okay, so now if we look at this, we can see that we now have this cool, well, the basic lighting setup of our scene. So it's obviously going to be a lot different at the end, but that's basically what it is. So right now I'm going to cut off the top of this guy's head. Okay, it's not as gruesome as it seems, I promise. But to make it easier, I'm just going to take this and shift click the light and hit H to hide those. And then I'm going to come over here to this guy, come over to armature, click the little drop down arrow, make sure group 1 is selected. That's your actual mesh. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit tab. I'm going to come over here to this little 2 squares to toggle transparency. Okay? Hit B to box select and kind of just select the top of his head. I'm going to hit delete and delete vertices. Okay? So now we can disable that, and we can see that we have this. He's now, like, top of his head is gone. And it's really jagged just because this model doesn't have a ton of polygons in it. So we're going to go over here to this little wrench icon and add a subdivision surface modifier. And we're going to give that maybe 2. And then click apply. Okay? And so now that gives them a little bit of a smoother kind of thingy going on here. If you really wanted to, you could go into edit mode and select each individual vertice and bring it down so it's not as jagged, but I'm not going to do that yet, or not in this tutorial. But basically that's that. And now what we're going to do is we're going to add our trees. So the way I'm going to do this is actually with an add-on called Sapling Tree Gen. So to get that add-on, it comes with Blender. You don't have to download anything. But you just go to Edit and then Preferences. And then once you're in Preferences, you can go to Add-ons and just type in Tree. And then it should say Add Curve Sapling Tree Gen. Hit this little check mark and then click Save Preferences. And then you can exit out. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to Shift A. And I'm going to come over here to Curve. Click Sapling Tree Gen. Okay? So this is automatically the preset that I have on, but I don't want that. I want the Japanese maple. So just down here where it says load preset, just click Japanese maple and it'll give you a Japanese maple. And if we go up here to settings and go to leaves and give it about maybe 50, maybe is 50 good? I don't really know about this. Oh, click show leaves. That's a thing you probably need to do. Maybe 100. Yeah, I think 100 is. I think 100 is good for this. So I'm gonna give 100 leaves, because I think that fits it right here. And now if we just take this tree, select the tree, and then make sure to select the leaves too. So just click on a leaf and make sure they're all selected. I'm gonna hit G on my keyboard to just bring it out here. I'm gonna click on the tree part, and I'm gonna come down here to materials. Give it a new material, and on the base color, I'm going to kind of darken it and give it a sort of brownish material. So maybe like that, maybe a little darker, maybe something like that. I'm going to give it a roughness of 1, and I'm going to come over here, select the leaves, and then give it a pinkish base color. I'm going to leave the roughness at 0.5 for now. We might need to change it later, but I don't think we will. And then I'm just going to take this tree, scale it down a little bit, and just put it in his head. Okay, I'm going to put a tree in this guy's head. I'm going to scale it down a little bit to where we can see it all in the camera. And Shift D, rotate it a little. Kind of. Just do this. Where it's kind of like that. The leaves. Let me re-enable the area in plane, and we should be able to see. But yeah, looks pretty pretty good right now. The branches though need to be lightened a lot. Yeah. Let me pull up my original render to see if I did add any more lights in it. And if I did, then I'm going to add them, obviously. But let me just go to my Instagram real quick. Instagram.com/polygon.viz. I don't think I did. So, I think I do need to increase this to about 750, maybe. But, yeah, that's pretty much what I want it to be like. Maybe the brown a little bit more of that color. Yeah. I'm also going to click our group 1 right here and give it a new material. Just call this one human. I'm going to bring the roughness down to about 250. And I think that should be good. Maybe a little bit less. 1.16. I think that looks good. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take our area light and we're going to give it a slightly greenish tint. Maybe like that. Maybe that's enough green. Let's keep it like that for now. Maybe a tiny bit less. Maybe like that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add a cube by Shift A and then add a cube. Bring it up, scale it up to where it covers our entire scene, lights and all. And then we're going to add a new material, click surface and click disconnect, then go to volume and add a principled volume. Okay? I'm going to make the density 0.05 for now. Let's see how that works out. It might be too much. No, I don't think it is. Maybe 0.035. I think that looks okay. I'm also gonna bump the roughness back to 0.25 on our little guy here. Area, I think might need to go back down to 500. No, 750. Just kind of go like that. Kind of want it to be a little bit less green. Then I'm just going to take our camera and move it a little bit more like that. Where it's like that. Might need to adjust our brown where it's a little bit less tinged by the green. But overall, I think that is okay. And now I'm going to add the little leaves that are falling off of his head. So what I'm going to do that is if I just click a circle and add a circle. If you want to, you can hide this cube. But where's our circle at? Our circle's right here. I'm going to bring it over here and just scale it to where it looks like an oval. And then scale it down a lot. I'm going to hit tab and hit F. And that'll fill the leaf in. So these aren't going to be detailed like at all because they're just going to be kind of small elements. But we're basically just going to come up here to this little tab and material tab and just give it that pink material that we can name as leaf. Then I'm going to rotate it. I want it to be big enough to where it's seen on camera, but not too big to where it doesn't fit. And I'm just going to have them kind of like I think that might be good. Yeah, I think that's good. I do still think the light is a little bit too harsh though. I think that's better. 600. So yeah, maybe the Yeah, there we go. Okay, so I think that's pretty much it. Maybe I still think the tree bark needs to be a little bit lighter, or something like that. And I do think that the tree needs to come out a little bit more this way. But overall, I think that is a pretty decent recreation of the tree render. So hopefully you guys like this tutorial. Hopefully it taught you something about how to make stuff, make a thing. So thanks guys so much for watching. Make sure to follow me on Instagram. My link is in the description if you haven't already. But thanks guys so much for watching. This is Mike from Polygon Island. I'll see you guys next time. Also, thank you guys so much for 700 subscribers. It really means a lot to me. But thanks guys so much for watching. See you guys next time. Bye.